Is it time to reveal your real magic and become seen, known, and valued? Hello, and welcome to this Visionary Voices deep dive. And today we are talking about switching on your visibility superpowers. So welcome if you're just joining me. Hi, I'm Reenak Aiken, and I love to help soulful creatives and business owners to really activate your soulful visibility so you can share your wisdom with the world. And today, talking about this switching on your visibility superpowers, this is one of the threads of how I help people with visibility. So there are three main pillars of soulful visibility, of magnetic visibility. The first one is clearing your visibility blocks. And I've done, quite a few trainings around that, the different kinds of blocks there are, the personal, the ancestral, the collective, the soul blocks. The second pillar of magnetic visibility is cultivating your visibility superpowers, which is what we're going to be talking about today. And then the third pillar is creating your visibility breakthrough, being out there on the court, showing up and, feeling your own flow with your soulful visibility, however that looks like. So if you're here watching this live or watching the replay, I invite you to share in the comments, what you're resonating with as we go through. I'd love to hear from you as we go through. So I'll just check if I can see that. Yeah, beautiful. So what is, switching on your visibility superpowers, and why is this even relevant for you? And this is something I'm really alive for me right now, because I've just had a beautiful call with a client to celebrate and appreciate our 8th month journey together, over a year, if we're looking at the other group programs that she's done with me. And, and what she told me was the biggest takeaway for her in our work together was learning how to generate her own safety and being able to really feel her potent presence and being able to inhabit her own energy field. And they are the real pillars of this visibility superpower. So one is, generating your own safety, cultivating your potent presence. And in the symbol that's, behind me on the wall, this is really, representative of what it is when you cultivate your potent presence, when you take up full space inside your energy field, when you're grounded, when you're present with yourself, both your brilliance, your magnificence, your power, and your tender, vulnerable places. And you can hold all of that. You can take up space, you can shine. And when you do that, you feel safe because you are fully present with yourself. And then the third aspect of switching on your visibility superpowers, when you do that, when you are fully present in your own potent presence, then you can invite people into your world, into your energy field, rather than what I notice freezes up a lot of people is feeling that I have to put myself out there in the world. I might be feeling vulnerable. I might be feeling, tender with what I'm birthing or with, what I'm processing in myself. And I don't really feel like putting my, fragile energy out into this harsh and sometimes hostile world. And one of the visibility myths that I was busting in the big magnetic training recently is thinking that we have to put ourselves out there actually is a myth and really doesn't work for a lot of people. And it certainly doesn't work for visionary leaders, for transformation leaders who are very energetically connected to the field. And often what can happen energetically when we feel we have to put ourselves out there is all our attention is out there. It's like standing in front of a room and all of your attention is on the audience and worrying about what they're going to think of you and worrying about, am I going to get the words wrong? Am I going to feel really self-conscious here? And that doesn't feel like a safe place to be, because you're horizon scanning, you're like, am I safe? In your nervous system, there's like a hypervigilance that goes on about, I actually don't feel safe. And when you can bring your attention energetically fully in yourself, you're grounded, you're rooted down into your body, into the earth, you're holding space for any nervous parts. And from there, you can take up space in your own energy field. And from there, from this place of being deeply connected to yourself, deeply connected to the energy field around you, and through that to your wisdom, your guidance, the energy that comes through you, then you can hold space for the room and bring them into your world. Bring them into your world. And that's when you feel that magnetic connection that they are with you. And your people, your audience, the people that are there with you, they want that invitation. They want to be held by your presence. But if your attention is all on imagining the critics and the skeptics and the ones who don't get it, it's easy to tighten up, to want to freeze and to hide. And even if you're, grit your teeth and do it anyway, you're not feeling that magnetic connection. So this is why it's a superpower. This is why it's a superpower that you can switch on through shifting your energy field. And yes, there is healing that also needs to be done, with clearing the blocks, with clearing, the real pain of not being seen, the real, in the past and in some countries in the world, it's the present, it hasn't been safe, so there are parts that need to be held and need to be tended and need to be healed. But the more you can generate your, switch on your visibility superpowers, you generate your own safety. You can kind of go, and my client was telling me about a story when she was standing in front of a room and making an offer, and she had prepared and she, felt ready, but she could feel that the room, was in a bit of, energetic disarray when she was, took presence at the front of the room. And so she felt that. And so she said, before I say anything, let me shift the energy in the room. And this was a huge shift for her. And so she invited them into an exercise with her to bring them back into connection with themselves and with the topic that she was going to be talking about. She shifted because she was connected to herself and holding space in inner visibility superpowers. She shifted the energy in the room. She brought them back into coherence, back into connection, and then spoke into that energy. So she generated her own safety, and her activating and switching on her visibility superpowers in that moment meant that everybody was completely present with her offer, was very excited about what she was saying and had felt her energy to, you know, and what she was energetically inviting them into, as well as the words she was saying and what she was offering. And it was a profound experience for her to realize, actually, I can generate my own safety. I can take up space. I can influence the field around me rather than having to be hyper vigilant what's going on in the field that doesn't feel safe. Okay, I can shift the field when I am connected to my visibility superpowers, and thinking that I have to put myself out there into the world, into this slightly chaotic, you know, energies. It doesn't feel good. It's not going to feel good. And, you know, my message to you today is you don't have to do that. Shift from putting yourself out there to inviting people into your world. And so much shifts with that, even if you don't feel like showing up and don't feel like being visible. I know, you know, I've had a bit of a day today, and I was like, oh, I'm not sure that, you know, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it to show up and do the live, but being able to shift my energy back into my center, it makes all the difference. So you don't have to be in your flow 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can activate your visibility superpowers and create that magnetic connection through that. And let me say a little bit more about this idea of inviting people into your world, because one of the things my client reminded me of, that, you know, one of the things she got from working with me was discovering her own inner safe place where she could be held, you know, where her magic, her tender parts could be held and safe. And I remember for her, it was she imagined, when I guided her through this process of creating her own inner world, she imagined a cave, and it was beautiful. It was full of all of the tools that she uses for her work. And there was a sparkling lake in there, and there's lots of sparkling energy, which is totally her energy. And she knew, oh, this is a space where I can go and play, where I can go and be myself, where I can go and be held, and I can invite others into that. So she had that energetic images, visualization before she went and did this offer. So she was like, I have the experience, I know what it feels like to be in my world, connected to my magic, and I can invite others into that. There was another client I worked with recently who, again, this was a game changer. Oh, I don't have to put myself out there. I can invite people into my world. And her world, when she connected in, when I guided a process, she connected in, her world was the world of a tiger who sometimes was out on the savannah, you know, hunting, but exposed to the sun, but didn't live out there. The tiger lived in the forest where it could hide, and there was shade, and the tiger was designed to, you know, be safe in the forest. And she was like, I can invite my people into this clearing in the forest. And when I need my own space, I've got my own little hollow and little cave that I can go in, and this is my space. And really, it was such a game-changing shift for her to connect with her own inner world, what that looked like for her. And she was able to do the same things in her business, in her visibility. Like, you know, she was still, you know, posting, but the energy, the radiance shifted so much that she was showing up in her posts. She was glowing, she was sharing authentically, she was getting great engagement, whereas before that she felt, oh, I have to put a post out, but I'm not feeling it, feeling a bit frozen, not getting a lot of engagement. It was a huge, huge shift for her. So, you know, get you to connect with what is your inner world and how are you inviting people in to that, because it's a really powerful shift. And I just want to share a very short poem here to just, this is what it feels like. When you've switched on your visibility superpowers, this is what it feels like. It's adapted from a poem called She Is Lit from Within by Angie Sullins. I am lit from within, they say, incandescent, as if I swallowed the moon whole. It's not that I was born under a myth or raised by a star. It's just the hope inside my chest I refuse to extinguish, because once, long ago, I decided to live like a lighthouse, bearing the light in unbearable times. It's just the hope that lives inside my chest I refused to extinguish, because once, long ago, I decided to live like a lighthouse, bearing the light in unbearable times. And if you are in my world, I know you are a light bearer. I know you are bringing a beacon of light to our troubled times so that you can show up and share your light and your wisdom in the world, because that's who my people are. So this is, what I'm talking about today is a sample, is a taste of the deep process that I offer people. And I'm gonna invite you into my world a little bit more. And I'd love to share with you about the Magnetic Radiance program that I've got coming up next month. So if you'd like to hear more about that now, because this is a 9-month container, a 9-month group program that's really designed to shift you from freeze into flow, into cultivating your visibility superpowers, clearing the blocks and showing up to create from that safe space that you create inside, because creating safety is foundational. If you don't feel safe in your body, you won't feel safe to show up. So in this program, we're going to focus very strongly on clearing in the beginning, the first 3 months, very strongly on cultivating the superpowers in the second 3 months, and very strongly on creating your visibility breakthrough project in the last 3 months. And it's aligned with the wheel of the year. So in the winter, that's the time to go into the dark and do the clearing. In the spring, it's the time to emerge and shine. And the summer is the time of, let's get out there, let's get active. But also those 3 pillars of magnetic visibility, the clear, the cultivate, the create, are in every month. There's a call on each one of those. So on this, we am inviting you to take on a visibility breakthrough project in there as well, so that the whole program from beginning to end is a combination of the inner work and the outer work. There might be sometimes when you're focusing more on the inner, and sometimes when you're focusing more on the outer. But throughout, there's an intention to really hold both throughout. And that's what makes this program different. You don't have to know what your project is right now. It could be something like a podcast or a Facebook group or launching a book. And you don't have to know. The energy will sort that out and will help you to sort that out. But the idea is this is a really profound container to be held while you get into action, while you clear what's in the way, while you develop your confidence to listen and trust and take inspired actions for the next step that's aligned for you. It's designed to be an intimate group with lots of individual attention, The calls are on a Wednesday at 4 p.m. UK, 12 Eastern, and 5 o'clock in Europe for 90 minutes. And there's also 2 deep dive retreats, one aligned with Halloween and going in to clear the visibility blocks, one aligned with the beginning of spring in February to really show up and shine. And so I'm very excited that it's all aligned with the wheel of the year, with the solstices, the equinoxes, and the what's called the cross quarter days. So that's what's offered in Magnetic Radiance. It will really design to expand you into your next level of visibility. And so if you're ready to step out and be held in a sacred container with a small group of people to birth the next level of your visibility that's calling you, that's aligned with your soul calling, that's the intention that's here. And so it will help you to really get things, the priority things done to and stay aligned with that. So I invite you to drop in and consider, how might an expanded capacity to be visible impact you in your life, in your business. And if you are feeling the call, if you're leaning in, you want to know if this is the right next step for you, hop on a call with me. I will share the link with you. You can just hop on a call and explore this, because what I will do is talk you through the details, feel into what's right for you. No pushing. I'm really committed that we have the right people on this program, that it's aligned for you, and only if it feels like the right next step will it be right for both of us. So if you want to know more, my invitation is to book a call. I would love to speak to you about this if you feel that you would like to be held in a container like Magnetic Radiance and really switch on your visibility superpowers, clear what's in the way, and create the next level of a visibility breakthrough that your soul is inviting you into. So beautiful. Thank you for being with me today. I would love to hear your takeaways, your ahas. What did you receive from the insights that I was sharing here today? I hope to speak to you again soon. Bye for now.